to Around Our World in 80 Seconds. So today, there's no baby yet as of Sunday, November 5th at 12:34. But what did get delivered over the weekend was my new iPhone 10. And I know there's so many people out there putting out YouTube reviews about the phone and their thoughts. I want to add my 2 cents to the conversation, but I also wanted to talk about a new experience that I had by ordering my phone through the Verizon app and not actually having to go into the Verizon store to get it. So hopefully this will be helpful for you in case you also don't like putting up with all the craziness that is the Verizon store or any other big box retailer. Now, what was really awesome, obviously I use Verizon. I've been using Verizon pretty much my entire life. My family used Verizon, so I got like a loyalty discount since we've been with them for so long, and it honestly just doesn't compete with anybody else's prices. So I pre-ordered the iPhone through the Verizon app. It was really funny. They had a countdown on the box on the little Verizon app, and it was really, really nice. I had a couple of moments trying to order the iPhone where I guess the server was just getting bogged down with everybody else trying to order the iPhone, but within 30 minutes I had everything ordered and set up. I was able to say that I wanted to trade my iPhone 6s in, keep my current plan, all of that jazz. Perks of doing it this way. I knew that the iPhone was going to be delivered to my house instead of having to go to the Verizon store, wait an hour for somebody to be available, and then wait another 2 hours for all of that to get purchased and set up and all that jazz. When it came to my house, it was already set up for my phone number with the SIM card, and all I had to do was do the iCloud transfer. Cons, I had to stay up late, although that's not really a big deal currently because baby girl does not let me sleep these days. So I was already up and I was like, what's another 30 minutes? And so it wasn't that big a deal. Another con that I have is that you don't know when exactly it's going to be delivered. It was delivered via FedEx and they didn't really have like a specific time. It just said before 8:00 p.m. Well, there's a lot of time between the time you wake up on a Friday and 8 p.m. Ended up coming around 4, which seems to be standard for my neighborhood, but just know that there wasn't like any specific time range that it was going to be delivered, and since you have to sign for it, you need to basically stay home all day to make sure you don't miss it. Now, once the iPhone was actually delivered at home, I was very excited because I was able to just back up everything and transfer my data over with my computer literally right there. So I had literally up to the minute backups from my iPhone 6 on my computer to my iCloud. And then whenever I did set up my iPhone X, it was able to be like pretty much a carbon copy of my iPhone 6. That's one of the things that I always got really frustrated with in the app or the Verizon store is I didn't have all of my backups like right to the minute, so like you were just praying that the iCloud stuff was holding up, and then if you didn't unpair your Apple Watch at first, then you lose all of your health data and things like that. One tip that I will say for everybody that is going to be transferring things and they have their Apple Watch, make sure that you unpair your Apple Watch before you shut down and start up your other iPhone. I actually didn't shut down and erase my iPhone 6 until pretty much right before I went to bed that Friday night. And so it was nice to know that if for some reason my iPhone X was having issues, I had my iPhone 6 right there that I could still get data from and know that it wasn't erased. The other thing that I would do, so steps, I would unpair your Apple Watch, I would back up your iPhone to your computer and to your iCloud. If you go through iTunes, there's a button that says manual backup if you are automatically backing up to your iCloud. So that way you have 2 different backups you can choose from if necessary. I also have this handy little app where it allows you to back up your health data. I'll put a link to that app in the description below. And then it was finally time to open up the box. First impressions of my iPhone X. I love the size. I think it's really, really nice feeling in your hands. I'm probably going to need a pop-up socket because my hands are not quite as big as some other people. So I sometimes have a hard time reaching different parts of the screen. The look is so sleek. It's a really slick phone. The other thing was the screen is beautiful. Like, that was one of the first things, like when I powered it on, I was like, whoa, this is so bright and crisp and clear. I realize that I'm coming from a 6S, so I don't really know what the 7 or the 8 looks like compared to this, but it was definitely an upgrade for me. So all in all, setup took about 30 minutes for my iPhone to do. I have pretty fast Wi-Fi here. It's about 100 megabytes per second. And it was basically just downloading the new software update for iOS 11. It was making sure that all of my iCloud stuff was set up, getting all of my settings put together, and then it took probably another 30 minutes after that to get my Apple Watch paired up and synced up. I had some issues with my Apple Pay, but it was mostly just because I had gotten new cards because the other ones had expired, so all the expiration dates were messed up, so I just had to work through that a little bit. And really the phone was ready to use within an hour, but it took probably a good 2 hours for all of my apps to get synced and downloaded, so that everything was done. But again, I was at home, so I was able to do other things around the house while that stuff was happening. So I'm really looking forward to getting to use this iPhone. Initial impressions on the camera stuff is absolutely stunning. I obviously haven't gotten to play with portrait mode since I've had an iPhone S for the last 2 years. I think that this is definitely going to be a great phone for me because this is basically the workhorse for the blog and the Etsy store and things like that. So very, very, very excited about the quality of video and photos that I've already been able to get in the last 2 or 3 days. And I'm looking forward to just seeing what else can come of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and until next week, maybe, who knows, a baby might be here. We will see you guys then. Bye.